In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Fitbit Charge 4, doing an unboxing. We're going to go through setup and have some fun up next. Hey guys, so my name is Jeff, and today we're going to be unboxing this Fitbit Charge 4. And if you're interested in other Fitbit products as well as tips and fun apps and things like that, be sure to check out some of the other videos on this channel. They'll be linked down in the description below. So we're looking at the standard edition Fitbit Charge 4. There is also a special edition available which comes with an extra band. This Fitbit Charge 4 has the built-in GPS, the 24/7 heart rate tracking, Fitbit Pay, sleep score, and battery life up to 7 days. So we are going to open this guy up and take a look at what is included. So we've got our product information and a little welcome to the Fitbit family message. And we have the Fitbit itself. We've got the larger band for it. And we've got our charger. Let's get this wrapping off of our Charge 4. So let's do a quick overview of the Charge 4. If we start on the right side here, there are no buttons. It's just a flat surface. If we go to the left side, you'll see that there's an indentation for a button. However, there's no push button itself. It's just like a sensor button. There is a little gap or a little hole down here, and I believe that's for the altimeter. As we keep going to the back of the Charge 4, you'll see all the different sensors that are here, as well as these connector ports for charging, which I'll show you a little bit more on how to charge in just a minute. And then we've got our buttons here for changing out the band. And right now, this actually came with the smaller band on it. I'm going to change that out to the larger band. So here's our larger band, and what I am going to do is just take the Charge 4, and there's these buttons that are on the back. You can depress your thumb down on it and then pull out, and that's going to separate one band from the Charge 4. I can then take my larger band here and just push that on. You're going to hear it clip. And now I have put the larger band onto the watch. So in taking a closer look at the charger, you'll notice the connection ports down here that need to match up with the dots that are on the bottom here on the back. You can depress your thumbs on the clips of this charger, and then the Charge 4 just kind of sits in that cradle. And then you'll want to make sure this is plugged in, and then that is going to charge up the Charge 4. And in all of our videos, we hide Tinker. He's our little hidden robot. If you happen to spot Tinker popping up somewhere in this video, be sure to take note of the timestamp of where you saw him, and let me know when you spotted him down in the comments section below to get your name and your YouTube channel, if you have one, featured on our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page. So when I am ready to set up the Fitbit, what I actually did is charged it up so it had power. And then I'm going to use the Fitbit app that I've already got installed, but if you don't have it, go to your Apple Store, your Google Play Store, and download the Fitbit app. When you go into the Fitbit app, it's going to give you an option here on your dashboard to set up a new device. If you haven't set up a Fitbit account yet, you are going to want to set it up. It's actually giving me an option right up top here. It says tap to set up this Fitbit charge device, and I could just tap that. Now if you're not getting that prompt, the next thing you can do is click on your profile icon, which is up top there, and you can go down to devices and there'll be set up a device. So in this instance, tapping that's going to take me to the same spot, but I am going to then find my Fitbit item, and right here we see that we've got the Charge 4. So we're going to click on that, and then we are going to set it up. We're going to run through all of the legal stuff, hit accept, and it's again telling me here to charge up my Charge 4, which I have already done, and we are going to continue through the prompts here. Searching for Charge 4. You want to make sure that your phone's Bluetooth is turned on, which mine is turned on, so this will take a minute. So it found it, and now it's giving me a 4-digit display on the Fitbit, and this is unique to each device, so I'm going to enter that on my phone here. And this individual code is connecting this particular Fitbit to my phone. So now it's showing me that the phone is check marked, and that probably took about another minute there in between it finding it and then finishing connecting. It's going to give me the option here for the Fitbit protection plan. We're going to not do that right now. By the way, in case you're wondering, I'm using a Pixel 3 phone. And from this point, it's now going to have me set up my Charge 4. There is going to be an update, so we're going to install that update, and that's going to probably take a few minutes, so I'll come back after we're done doing the update. You're going to want to update your software as well. So it looks like the Charge 4 is ready. We're going to continue. So then it's telling me here to try it on, and you want a loose fit, but enough so that it's still going to be secure. And then it goes through all the different prompts of things that you can do on the watch, but I'm going to show you that. So just something to note in the product care tips here, this little hole that's on the side, I mentioned this before, is for the altimeter. It does say don't insert any items into this hole as you can damage the device. So before I go into the features of the Charge 4, this is how it looks on my wrist. I'd say I have a pretty average wrist, but it feels very nice. I've got it slightly loose so that I could just barely put a finger under. It's light enough where I can't even tell that the thing is on. I mean, it feels like it's some sort of a sports band, if that. So for me, there's no rubbing, there's no irritation or anything like that on my wrist. So let's give an overview look of the Charge 4 menus. So by double tapping the screen, that's going to wake it up. After a couple of seconds of not using it, it's going to go back to sleep. You can also just press the side, and that is going to bring it back as well. You can also put it to sleep by just pushing that side. So those are different things that are going to activate the screen. Also, if you have your wrist to your side and then you flick it back forward, it's got the on look feature so that when you look at it, it's quickly going to display the information that's on the watch face. So this particular watch face, and by watch face I mean the order and the layout of everything that you see on the screen, shows me the time, the date, and then every time I tap it here, it's showing me different stats: heart rate, steps, calories burned. You can go into the settings and change this watch face that's on here, and I'll show you that here momentarily. But before that, let's just jump into the different menus. So if you swipe to the left, this brings up exercise and agenda, relax and timers. We have alarms and weather. And then you can go into your settings. So if we want to start an exercise, I could just tap exercise. Now, when you go into that exercise, like running, and you scroll up, this allows you to turn on GPS or turn off GPS. So the Charge 4 has built-in GPS on it, which is one of its biggest selling features. That means you don't need to have your phone on you for this to be able to track what you are doing if you go out for a run. The downside is the GPS on this watch kills the battery. It eats it up very quickly. I've read that you can get roughly about a 4 to 5 hour run in using the GPS before it's going to fully deplete the battery. And of course, you'd have to have the Charge 4 battery fully charged before going out and doing some sort of activity. The other thing that you can do is, if you want to save battery, when you're done with your run, just go back into the setting here, turn the GPS off, and then that will reduce the amount of usage of your battery. So you can get a lot more customization from your Charge 4 by going into the Fitbit app. And with the Fitbit app, what we are able to do then is go into the Charge 4 menus, and you can do that by going to your profile on Fitbit and then finding your device. In this case, it's the Charge 4, and then this is the dashboard for the Charge 4 that gives you all these different options. Let's run through those. So our first option to customize is going to be clock faces, and if I double click on here, the numbers and the layout that you see is going to be the clock face currently installed on the Charge 4. When I go to clocks, I'll see my Charge 4, and this is the way it currently looks. If I click on all clocks, this is going to give me all different options for clock faces on customizing my Charge 4. So if I find a clock face that I really like, what I can do then is tap on it, and then I can select it. This is going to take a minute, but it's going to install this clock face onto my Charge 4, and you'll see it installing. And then that will be my new clock face on the Charge 4. So different clock faces are going to show you different information on the Charge 4. This is just a black and white screen. There is no color. Other Fitbits that I've reviewed, such as the Versa 2, those have color screens, so you aren't going to get a fancy flashy screen on this Charge 4, but it does have a nice display, and it does give you all the different options here for different designs for clock faces. So next we have apps. You can install different apps on your Charge 4, and they are going to allow you to do a little bit more than just tell the time on your Charge 4. Things like linking up your calendar so you can see your agenda. You can set alarms. You can tell it where your location is so that you can get the current weather, and it'll display that. You also have items here like there is a Relax app, and that is going to allow you to do different breathing exercises to relax yourself. So these all can be customized and linked up in the apps section. So next up we have Spotify, and we are connecting Spotify so that we can use the Fitbit Charge 4 as a remote for Spotify. You can't actually download music to the Charge 4. Unfortunately, they didn't give you that option. The other thing that I want to mention right up front here is that in order to use Spotify with your Charge 4, you do need to have a Spotify Premium account, or the paid for account. This is not going to work with just using Spotify if you're using the free version that's got commercial ads and things like that. You have to be paying for Spotify to have the premium account. So if you're looking to actually put music on the Charge 4 and maybe go running or something without having your phone with you, you are going to have your phone with you when you are using the Charge 4. And if you subscribe and hit that little notification bell, you'll get notified as I release weekly videos, including the using Spotify with the Charge 4 video that's going to be coming soon, and that'll also be linked down in the description below. So the next thing we're going to set up is the Fitbit wallet. And if we go into the Fitbit Pay, this is going to allow you to pay with your wrist. So the Charge 4 has the contactless payment option, but you will need to link your credit card to it so that you can use it. And real easily, you can just do the Get Started. It's going to take you into the Fitbit Pay setup for your wallet. So it's going to have me set up a PIN code to enable the device lock, because we are attaching your credit card to your Fitbit Charge, and if somebody were to steal it, you wouldn't want them to use it without knowing your PIN. So we are going to set a PIN. So with the PIN set up, it's going to give me an option here where I can add my credit debit card. And of course, you need to, in order to use this feature, your bank has to be participating in the Fitbit Pay. So not all banks are supported. You can check their list there to see if your bank is supported. I do have a card here that is supported, so I'm going to enter that in here by clicking on the credit debit. So once I've added in all my credit card information and clicked through the agreement, it's going to finish adding the credit debit card here, and then it will also give me verification information. So after I entered in my credit card information, it did have me verify by text, or it gives you an email option that I am the owner of this card. And then once I did that verification, it now tells me that this card was successfully added. So now that I've added the wallet feature to my Charge, I'll notice when I go to tap on the screen, I can't just unlock it. I do need to tap to unlock it and then enter the PIN. So once I successfully entered my PIN, it then unlocks my Charge, and then I can see here that I can hold near the contactless payment reader, and it will send the payment from the Charge 4 to wherever I am trying to pay at Starbucks or another retailer using the contactless payment. So with the credit card information put into the Fitbit wallet, if I push and hold this side button to make a payment, I won't be able to do anything until I unlock it, so I will have to tap it. I'll enter in the PIN that I set. Once I've put in the PIN, that unlocks the payment, and then it's got my card stored in there, and it says hold near reader, so I can put this up to the contactless payment system or the kiosk that might be at a Starbucks or a nearby retailer, and then I can pay using the card that's stored inside my Fitbit Pay wallet. Something else you can set up that's convenient on the Charge 4 is notifications. So if we scroll down, you'll see notifications right here. We can just click this button to activate notifications. I'll see Fitbit notification service, and if I turn that on, it's going to say allow notification access for Fitbit. We're going to turn that on, and then it's going to check through my different things here. So allow Fitbit to access my contacts, Fitbit to make and manage phone calls, allow it to do phone logs, text messages. You can enable all those different things, and then under notifications here you've got options for all of these different areas as well. Under the notifications you can customize different things. So text messages, I can choose if I want messages to notify me from all these different services or if I just wanted one of them. So with these notifications you also have the options here where you can do quick replies, and if you click on quick replies you can then see different email and text messages that you might be getting, and you can put your quick replies in there. If we go to messages, you'll see that for text messages, these are some of the default ones that come up in there. It says you can override your default text replies with custom ones. So instead of saying yes, I could say will do or sounds great, and I can type in my custom replies. And with customizing all these notifications, you can turn off notifications for calls. You can also manage your app notifications. So all the different apps that I have on here, if those are sending me notifications to my phone and I want them to carry over to my Charge 4, I can tick mark any of those boxes or check those boxes, and then those notifications will also display on my Charge 4. There is also an option as you scroll down in the dashboard for your Charge 4 for reminders to move, and this is currently set up from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and I've got the option to turn this on or off, but during the time window selected you'll get a reminder 10 minutes before the hour when you haven't reached 250 steps. Choose anywhere from 5 to 14 consecutive hours in the day. So it's got the start and end time. You can tap that and you can change that, as well as you can change what days you want to get these reminders to move. You also have the ability here to change goals. So if you want steps, distance, calories, you can choose which one of those you want to be your main goal. Device lock we set up when we put in the payment options in the Fitbit wallet. And then we've got our exercise shortcuts, and these are the activities when we scroll to the left and we go to exercise that pop up. So run, bike. When you go into those shortcuts here on your phone, you can grab one of those by tapping on the lines, and then you can drag those and reorder them any way that you want. All of your different stat information can be accessed by just swiping up on your Charge 4. Everything from your battery, steps, and more information is all available as you continue scrolling up on your Charge 4. So let's take a look at the exercise options that you have using the Charge 4. I'm going to double tap the screen, and if I swipe to the left I'll see exercise, and in going into exercise we have all these options: run, bike, treadmill, walk, swim, outdoor workout, and then on any of those I can swipe up. It gives me the options here for GPS on or off, heart rate, zone alerts. Some of the other exercises actually give me more options. If we go back to say running and I look, we have the GPS run detect on, so it'll automatically start tracking if it notices I'm running, auto pause off, and heart rate zone alerts. And you can turn any of these on or off by just tapping on whatever option you want. So another cool feature on here is the Relax app, and if we scroll to the left, Relax is one of the options that pops up. You can either do 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and this is going to allow you to do some breathing exercises. And I'm going to start this up, but I'm going to edit it a little bit so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can see here it's telling you to be still and get your breathing ready. The sparkles mean that you're doing well, and essentially it's going to show you an image here of dots, and they're going to guide you through the breathing. So showing you to inhale and then exhale. And this continues for either that 2 or 5 minute period so that you can work on your breathing exercises. That's essentially what the Relax app does on the Charge 4. So as you're scrolling through the apps that are on your Charge 4, you'll see timers. This gives you the option here to either do countdown or stopwatch. So you can use those features. If we go back again and I hit back by hitting this button on the side, I can also go to alarms. And I can set alarms here for whatever time I want. There are currently some alarms set, but if I wanted to set a new alarm, I can just tap on the time and then go ahead and select whatever time it is. From here on alarm, I can turn that on and off with that setting, and then I can also repeat that alarm if I want. You also have the option to remove alarms by tapping on which alarm you want to delete and then hitting the trash can. You You also have a weather app installed on your Charge 4, and if you input your location, it'll give you the current weather, and if you scroll up, you'll see upcoming weather for the days ahead. So the Charge 4 also has active heart rate zones, and if I go to my Fitbit dashboard and click on days of exercise, you'll see here that I went for a run earlier, and it's showing me all the information about that run. If I tap on the run itself, it shows me my heart rate zones. And your heart rate zones are now personalized to cardiovascular fitness and age. And essentially, it is going to tell you how active your heart rate is during different parts of your workout. So 31 minutes of my workout here was at peak, 7 minutes was cardio, and 2 minutes was fat burn. You can see my heart rate, my average, BPM, and my max, and it gives you all that information here that's calculated based on your workout. So from your Fitbit dashboard, you can click on Zone Minutes, and this actually takes you into more of a description of Fitbit's new Active Zone Minutes and how it calculates it. As we scroll through the prompts, it does talk about the fact that the American Heart Association recommends 150 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of rigorous activity. So with Zone Active Minutes, you get 2 times the credit for any type of activity that you're doing. So they recommend you get to that 150 zone minutes. As you keep going through the Active Zone Minutes area, you can set your own weekly goal. So by default, it's set to 150, but if you want to do more than that, or if you want to do less than that, you can always change that in the preferences. So Fitbit also gives you a sleep score, and when you wear the tracker to bed, it's going to calculate the amount of time you slept and how well you slept. It's going to give you information here on when you were awake, when you were in REM, light sleep, and deep sleep, and then it gives you a chart so you can kind of see when you were awake, REM, light, and deep. And it gives you all this information about your sleep pattern. And then to summarize all that up, it gives you this sleep number. I got a 74, which is a fair night of sleep. And obviously the higher sleep score number you get, the better sleep you had. Also, something that I noticed with the Charge 4 is they do give you 90 days free Fitbit Premium. And I don't know if this is just because of the COVID-19 right now, or if this is something they're continuing with, but if you sign up for premium, you get even more items than you would with just using Fitbit. They've got advanced sleep analytics, so they give you even more information on your sleep patterns, guided programs, wellness report, mindfulness sessions, video workouts, and even custom challenges. So these are all things that come with premium, and since you do get a free trial of it, you might as well take advantage of all those different items. If you like them, you can always continue with the Fitbit Premium subscription. That is an additional cost. And if you learned something or if this video helped you out, please be sure to take a second, smash that like button. It's very much appreciated. So I've also done other review videos of other Fitbit products, as well as other Fitbit tip videos, including how to start a challenge with other Fitbit friends of yours. You can check out all of those videos. I'll leave links down in the description below. My name is Jeff. As always, I appreciate you guys watching here on Tinker Forward. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you guys in the next video.